Now, one of the greatest challenge that many people, young people face today is identifying their purpose for existence. There are too many people just existing, they're not living.
Yeah,
And then one thing I know about you, and you also emphasize that you love to live life to the full. You want
yeah,
to be a blessing to as many people as you can. But you still want to ensure that for you as a person, you are living life to the fullest.
yeah.
Now, let's try a question I believe many people connected today want to know. At what point in your life did you encounter that turning point in your journey where you could define your purpose? That this
Yeah.
is what God has designed for me? Was it at the point of marriage? Was it before marriage? At what point? Because many people just go through, many young people today are confused. Many people are in a state of despondency. They don't even know what direction life is taking them. So,
Yeah.
what was the journey like in you uncovering your purpose for life?
Okay, good question. I think for me, when I became born again, I got born again about 24 years ago, and funny enough, it was under the ministry of Kenneth Hagin Sr. in Rema. So after that point, when I became born again, I
Mhm.
found that I was really, really inclined towards ministry. So I started spending a lot of time in church, volunteering in the church
Mhm.
that I attended in Tulsa. And I knew I had an idea that I was going to go into ministry, but I didn't know exactly what I was going to do. So I kind of just dabbled in different things.
Yeah.
I was spending a lot of time in the children's church. I was spending a lot of time in the choir. I was just going from here to there, just trying to figure out exactly where I was meant to be.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
remember even when my husband and I started courtship, he was asking, so where do you believe you're meant to be? What do you believe you're called to do? And I remember that I would just tell him, I believe that I've been called, whether it's women's ministry, it's children, but I didn't know exactly what at that point
Mhm.
in time. So I wasn't going to tell him this is what I was supposed to do. I just said, I'm still praying, just let's keep going and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And then at the point when he told me that he had been called into ministry, full-time ministry, that was 2 years after we started courtship.
Yeah.
Um, I kind of had an idea that, okay, it's probably where I'm going to find my call, as it were, on myself. So
Yeah.
it was actually in marriage that I had a full specific idea of what I was going to do. So like I said, before then I knew I was supposed to be in ministry, but I didn't know exactly what.
The
I just
context.
knew, okay, it's women's, it's children, it's this, it's that. But it was in marriage that I actually found where I was supposed to be. And funny enough, it came from, once I got married, obviously all the pastors' wives matters. They will bring all the counseling, everybody counsel,
Mhm.
whether you want
Mhm.
to do it or not.
Mhm.
And it was at that point actually because I started doing a lot of counseling, premarital counseling, a lot of marriage counseling, and I found that I had such a great passion for it. I
Yeah.
could sit down with the people and counsel from morning to night. I never got tired. So I was really, really passionate about it. I really started learning. I found myself really drawn towards family life ministry and all those things. And it was then that I realized I really started taking time to pray, and I just wanted God to show me specifically where I was supposed to be. And
Mhm.
it was at that point that God showed me, and that's when some of you who know crisis proof your family. It was even in prayer that came,
Yeah.
and that's like 11 years or so. So since that time, once I knew, I've stuck with it. So no matter what I do, no matter where I find myself,
Yeah.
it's still family life, it's still marriage, it's still children.
Mhm.
That is
Mhm.
my number one call. So that's for me. That
Yeah.
was my
That's a journey. Okay.
yes, yes,
No, that's
yes.
that's interesting to know.